surprised. I think Florida played that pretty well, considering they realized Shanghai didn't have a great method of actually taking the point here. So why not just go straight in for it, get the initial percent rolling if you play aggressively?
Right, exactly. You kind of put the onus on Shanghai to be the aggressors in that situation because, again, they're not standing on the point. Florida Mayhem walking on again. They're going to use the rally to try to give people a bit of armor here. Youngjin walking forward. That is a ton of damage coming out of that Road Dog. We haven't gotten to talk about that a whole lot this stage yet, but as Shanghai tries to clean this fight up, and it looks like it might be a bit tougher with that grab, they'll win it anyway, but that Roadhog, if you just let him shoot into shields, shoot into your team, he's going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, same with the Symmetra. And I think the point of the Roadhog here is that we see Youngjin, he's the one that's on the low ground contesting the objective. And the great thing is, because there's this center pillar, he can basically, if he gets into trouble, use his take a breather and walk in line of sight of the Bastion while still contesting. And you'll notice that the Dragons have also placed those Symmetra turrets behind that vertical bar on the high ground there, so in case there is a flank like we're seeing right now, looks like the turrets have been cleared.
Yeah, that's right. BQB getting to sneak back there right now. The turret's not detecting him.
He has no EMP, so it's going to be pretty slow.
We might be able to get a hack onto the Bastion and be annoying at least with that. Shanghai Dragons with a lot of ultimates, so Florida Mayhem approaching this really slowly. Shanghai has to know something's up. They're like, all right, what's going on, guys? Yeah, and you can see him checking too. They know something's going on. BQB gets the kill in Tacoma anyway, though. How about that? There's a hook onto the Diva, popping out a whole hog now, trying to use the Symmetra shield to separate some of that damage, but Youngjin goes down anyway. DM coming in. He's in the immortality field, so nobody can kill him. It's like we talked about before, too. Once you get a few people down, that immortality field is basically unremovable. That said, though, DM having to run for his life here, perhaps he can get bailed out by Gamsu, but I don't know, man. This is looking pretty good for Florida. EMP comes in for BQB to try to finish things off, and they will actually get the point flip. Good thing, too, because it was 99% for the Dragons.
And Shanghai can now just flip over to a 3-3 composition. They can control. They can keep the Sombra if they want, but they have all of this time now to fight the Florida Mayhem as they try and get it up to 99%. And fortunately for Shanghai, Florida decided to use the Transcendence and the EMP to clean up that last fight. So Florida basically reset themselves as well.
Yeah.
And they're kind of stuck with this wrecking ball right now, which is not going to be ideal. He's going to use the minefield pretty soon, looks like.
Should be anyway, if he lives. Getting a little bit low there. Oh, nice shot by Hagopun, finishing off Gamsu there. We talked about how this guy's been playing really well lately, trying to fight the 1v1 against the Sombra, and he's going to take down Ding. Hagopun, you know, not anybody can win that 1v1 versus Ding. That was impressive.
I mean, 2 ults used there. The rally, I don't think, was really necessary from the Florida Mayhem, so they're sort of hemorrhaging ultimates. One of the things we talked about them doing very well was having a strong ult economy in their last match against the Gladiators. Meanwhile, Shanghai coming up with an EMP this next fight, and they should be able to charge a couple more ults off of that. Florida Mayhem self-destructs. They're lucky.
Yeah, they're going to just lob it in there, see if they can catch anybody with it. Not so lucky is Gamsu as he gets taken down by Saya player. They were able to separate him and use that to sort of like carve Gamsu off from the rest of the team.
Yeah, Gamsu was too far forward right there, and they recognized that. Good move by Zephyr to check out that self-destruct. Now they're going to follow it up with an EMP. And look at this, 90%. How are they going to get back there now? Excellent job by Florida.
They have got this point about as locked down as you can get, trying to stop Gamsu from getting there. Nobody's going to reach it. And that's it. Florida Mayhem come back and take the point. Down about 20% to 99.
Great decision-making at the end of that to use their available tools, the self-destruct to carve off Gamsu. And considering they were able to charge the EMP while chasing down the rest of the members, that's what gets them the rest of that point. So Florida saw them come out strong against the Gladiators on Control. Same here.
Really cool composition by the Shanghai Dragons to start things off with, and it almost worked. I would never say that was a bad thing for them to try, but Florida Mayhem just kind of keeping their heads in the game and performing well under pressure, which is another thing that I feel like we haven't seen from this team that much in 2019. So things definitely looking, initially anyway, like they're on an upward trajectory for these guys right now.
And this is a pretty classic composition for Lijiang Tower with the Widowmaker and the Pharah. We saw a lot of this in the 2018 season.
Yep.
On this point here in Gardens, and
you just have so many opportunities. You protect the Widowmaker, you know, you get a chance to get some environmental kills with the Pharah, and the only tricky part is that you need to really control the point early, because if you don't, it's really hard to retake. Florida knows that. They're going to get on there, but they're going to lose Swan immediately, though. It's on Zephyr to try to be. that tank on the point right now, but they lose Hagopun as well. That's going to be maybe a knockoff or two from Ding. Either way, Shanghai will secure the point first.
Yeah, you can see Chris just bouncing off there,
Yep.
trying to get back with the anti-heal on him. And Shanghai Dragons, this time they will be first.
Yeah, they
Take
got what they
over that
wanted.
control percent. Now they can control these sight lines over the bridges. Can they get a couple of pickoffs with the Pharah and the Widowmaker? That's what they're looking for.
Maybe Florida Mayhem not even going to mess with that bridge. I would not either. That barrage ready to go for Ding.
Ooh, great biotic grenade too. 4 members hit.
Yeah. Ding's thinking about it. Trying to find an angle to use that barrage where he's not going to immediately die to the Diva.
Well, this is so hard. Florida's so chunked coming into this point.
Yeah. And Ding being patient here. Luffy did get hacked on the Shanghai side, but it looks like he lived for now, waiting to maybe nano boost Ding. We'll see. It goes in. Ding gets a nano boost, I believe. Yeah. And there's the justice raining from above all over the Florida Mayhem, and that is going to be an easy team fight win for Shanghai. They played that so patiently, didn't they?
Yeah, that was really nicely done by the Shanghai Dragons, waiting for that opportunity. They slowed the Florida Mayhem up so badly on that approach. Even though you have that Moira to give that AoE heal, there's just so much poke damage coming through.
Well, the thing is the Moira, when she uses her Fade, she's not that mobile, and if you're a good Pharah, you're going to be able to land a couple of those rockets and, take her out of the fight. It can be a scary world for the Moira sometimes, trust me.
That's...
Okay, DM takes down Saya player, but Hagopun gets an answering kill on Ding. That's pretty big. Hagopun goes down. It's a support war. Koma takes on Hagopun and gets a res onto Ding. Meanwhile, outside the point, the brawl continues. Luffy gets hacked again. Florida just trying to make their way in. They're starting to take the point now, but I don't think they have enough people to complete this one. No, definitely not.
Can they actually get out? Zephyr being teabacked is huge. Hagopun is trying to hide behind this rock, but that's not going to do it as he steps out.
DM. Wow. Overtime. Shanghai on the verge of tying this one up. They've even got the minefield on the point. Florida can't get there. We are all tied on Lijiang Tower.
Dominant from the Shanghai Dragons coming in with a couple of classic DPSs on that point.
That was a good round. That was a fun one to watch. Did a classic strategy.
Yeah, with some
Shanghai, well executed too.
With some 2019 modifications, obviously the Brigitte and the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Going to be added this year, but
didn't have that available really for much of last year.
I mean, the Wrecking Ball is just fantastic with that composition, especially with the buffs where he can get his shields while still in ball form. Just gives you so much stickiness on that point, and that's what you need. You need to buy that time for your DPS to go to work, and DM and Ding deliver.
Florida Mayhem, maybe with a bit of an interesting comp here. We'll see if they make any changes, but maybe Saya player on the Roadhog would be very interesting. Meanwhile, it's going to be Ding on the Sombra for Shanghai. Saya player sticking with this Roadhog for the moment, though. All right. Yeah, it's another big body on the point. You can get the picks with it sometimes.
Yeah, very heal-oriented. This is going to be tough for the Shanghai Dragons to chew through.
Pretty anti-DPS.
With the Moira.
Trying to survive it all. Speaking of surviving, Koma nearly does not. Barely gets out. Side player biding his time, gets a hook onto Ding. Oh, he gets stunned though, and they take him down. Ding barely escapes with the translocator. Now Shanghai all over Florida. Wow, I think the Mayhem really thought they had it there, but Shanghai turning it around.
I mean, I think they were anticipating another multi-DPS composition where the Moira and the Roadhog would have been very strong, but instead, Shanghai comes out with a 3-tank, 3 support.
Yeah, there's the swap now from Florida side player, the Brigitte.
Suppose Ding, I still consider Sombra a support, it's true.
You always did.
I always did.
I never agreed with you on this one. She doesn't heal or shield, but,
It's about the utility.
I know you've got your opinions, I know. Gamsu goes through the charge. Oh, he turns around for the big shatter. Woo! Shanghai Dragons looking pretty dominant on this one as well.
And here's a fun Gamsu fact for you, Doa.
Love to hear it. Lay it on me.
When Gamsu uses Earth Shatter, the Shanghai Dragons win rate goes up by 13.7%, which is the highest of any Reinhardt in the league. So you see that Shatter come down, and usually Gamsu's making a big play with it.
Wow. Earth-shattering in general. DM has a surprise grab in store for Florida. A lot of low-health members. DM gets a kill on Hagopun too. They lose Gamsu, but Shanghai still gets enough out of that to win the fight. That said, though, It's a bit of a brawl, and actually Shanghai, a little bit lucky that they didn't lose more on that one.
They still have 4 members there, and the Reinhardt's going to get back quickly with the charge. So will the Sombra, the Translocator, so they should have all 6 members by the time the Florida Mayhem regroup here.
Seems that way. Florida Mayhem starting to look like they're going to need to do something similar to what they did on Control Center, rather, where they had to make up a lot of percentage.
Yeah, I think harder to do in this instance. Now, they don't have a lot of tools here. They might wait for the rally to try and rally in first, but this Graviton's going to be difficult to use into the Transcendence.
Yep. Oh, Shatter gets used. That one got blocked, though. Now the grab comes in from Florida. EMP as well onto Florida from the Shanghai Dragons. Sound barrier, though. They got a nice shatter from Swan onto Shanghai. That's a problem. Whoa, clutch sound barrier from Coma just in time, and Shanghai trying to turn this one around again, but it looks like Gamsu's in a bit of trouble. They lose DM to an environmental kill from Chris as well. Swan charging in, and I think Florida might have finally found the fight they needed in overtime again. Very reminiscent of Control Center, but it looks like they're going to be able to flip the point.
You really have to question Ding's EMP use there, because they looked like they didn't know the Florida Mayhem have the sound barrier up. He only caught 2 with the EMP, and then sound barrier came online right afterwards. You hope that you can sort of bait that out, or at least hit the Lucio with the EMP. Didn't happen.
I mean, supports are getting so good in this league at dodging those Sombras. We saw what Bedosian did in that last match, man. He basically never got hit by those.
Ding almost with another EMP, though, in spite
back onto BQB
of using it in the last fight. That's a nice
shatter.
It's
a big shatter again. BQB uses that grab, but he's already lost his supports here. I don't know if Florida Mayhem can win this one. A lot of low health members on Shanghai. They did lose Luffy, but the advantage still goes over to the Dragons. Looks like they're going to get a chance to flip this one back.
That they are, and they're just going to clean up the point here. Saya player, the only one left. That's going to be a flip. Zenyatta floating back from spawn. Only 2 supports able to be here for the Florida Mayhem.
That might be the map, too, if unless Lucio can make it there. He can't, and that's going to be Shanghai Dragons going up 1-0 in the series.
And the Dragons need every map they can, and they need this win if they have their sights set on the stage playoffs.
That's right. Well, that was an exciting first map, wasn't it? Fun
Great.
times. We'll see if Florida can tie it up when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Do you guys miss anything about Korea?
Real Korea great.
Today on Access Granted, driven by Toyota, I'm picking up Gamsu and Coma from the Shanghai Dragons to talk about adjusting to life in LA and Gamsu's big move over to the Dragons from Boston.
Hey, how's it going? You guys ready to go?
How is it with the Dragons? They have a pretty crazy fan base.
I don't know why we have so many Western fans for Chinese team, but I think losing makes them to supporting us. Did you bring water?
I think like 2 bottles.
I brought 4. Uni drinks a lot. Every day I go walking.
So how's it been for you getting to know like all your teammates, living with them now, like the whole experience of the Overwatch League? What's it been like?
오버워치 리그는 이제 내가 그냥 해외 나와서 경기 뛴다 정도의 느낌? 약간 별로 실감이 안 나는 것 같아요.
I believe this is the cave that they filmed Batman. It's like an echo in here. Scream like you're calling out on the stage. Oh, there you go. Yeah. What's your favorite voice line? Any of the heroes?
Hello?
Hello. That's the best voice line in the game. Oh, more wood for.
uni?
Oh, can't be eaten inside the cave. There was one place you could go during the All-Star break. Where would it be?
I want to go Colorado.
Yeah. There's a lot of good hiking and
good hiking
outdoor stuff in Colorado.
Like beautiful lakes.
Yeah. We got our exercise done for the day.
Yes.
Now we can go home and play all the games we want. It was really fun to get to know Gamsu and Koma a bit better and meet Gamsu's dog, Uni. That was access granted, driven by Toyota. We'll see you next time.
Well, an adorable dog and dominating play from Gamsu in that first map. The shatters. Something else, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about this, but he makes the biggest difference between the average teamfight win rate and hit their win rate when they use shatters, 13.7%. Biggest difference of any Reinhardt player in the league. And, you know, it's fun to see Gamsu because we've known him for so long, Doa. A lot of fans may not know, but he used to be a professional League of Legends player, and he played professionally in Europe. He played professionally in Korea. He played professionally in North America. Then he played professional Overwatch in Korea, and now he's back here in the States.
I believe he might be the only player that we've actually casted in 2 different games.
Bishu as well.
Oh, Bishu too, right. Okay, so there are a couple. All right. Substitution. It's going to be Kaguri subbing in on the Shanghai Dragon side, bringing that flex tank fury. Not like London Fury, like more just the word fury.
There you go. Coming in for DM here on Hanamura.
Yep. That's right. Switching things up for our assault map. As you can see, the giant tower going the way of the Shanghai Dragons. We're going to Hanamura next for assault. See if the Dragons can keep the ball rolling here against Florida Mayhem. We did talk about how every map matters, every match matters. They are still looking at stage playoffs as a possibility, but they need to beat Florida.
Yeah, and we've talked so much about Ding and DM, and going back to Gamsu, I really think that for somebody who's as much of an esports veteran as he is, he brings so much in terms of knowledge and leadership, I think, to a team. And I know that a lot of the Boston Uprising players really respected that when he was on that roster, and it's really exciting to see him continue to be an elite player across multiple games and really keep that tradition alive.
You don't really get esports veterans like Gamsu in the league that much yet. Ooh, Youngjin on the Doomfist. All right. We saw Eileen put the Doomfist to good work yesterday. Let's see what Youngjin can do with it. I like it already, though. I'm just happy to see more Doomfist. A little bit of pressure from Shanghai on the point right now, going across, taking the high ground, just trying to watch for people. Going to jump on that support line after the tanks from Florida commit. There we go, coming in on the Saya player, has to uppercut to get away. Didn't quite get the connection with the wall that he was looking for, and now it's going to leave Zephyr a little bit on his own on the point right now. Oh, Chris, did he get knocked off the edge? He did! Barely bounced him off the edge. It's a great start for Shanghai. Saya player dodges a rocket punch, does get the stun. There's the uppercut, comes down with the E as well. Youngjin bringing the combos, but not quite finishing off the kills yet. Saya player goes down, or will go down soon anyway, I'd imagine. Yeah, he does. Swan down already. So Shanghai slowly but surely grinding this one out with another unique strat. I love these guys right now.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Dragons and the Charge have been scrimming each other recently, because normally that's how some of these strats sort of, trickle out into the other teams in the league. Regardless, though, Shanghai takes that point off of some strong picks with the help of the Doomfist, and now they're coming with 6 ults to this next point. Florida Mayhem, they've got to work their way up to some crucial ones like that Graviton Surge. This could be an incredibly fast double cap.
Absolutely insane. Starting to get Koma right off the bat. Hagopun.
Huge play.
Again, making the plays, man. He's in a little trouble here. Ding with the nano boost. Got to watch out. Hagopun does go down, and Shanghai trying to turn this fight back around in their favor. They're doing it short-handed, too. That nano boost coming up big. Oh, and the self-destruct up on the high ground. Easy for it to avoid. Oh, it pops up. Barrage before the reback happens for Zephyr. Who does that?
That was some masterful Pharah play. If you look at that positioning, absolutely
does that?
crazy around the self-destruct and then popping back up to finish the Diva. Not going to be the most consequential. They do get 2 ticks, though. Pretty good.
Uh-oh.
Florida Mayhem does stabilize, though, and that should
Gregory
be where...
taking a nap here.
Yeah, it should be where they switch off. Gregory not going to get demeched in the end.
That's actually really big for Shanghai that she was able to escape without losing the mech. That's going to let them get back to the point a little bit quicker. Gamsu, meanwhile, does the swap over to the Reinhardt ding on the Zarya now. And Saya player still in the Brigitte.
Yeah, they're just going to regroup now.
Yep.
It's a good swap, especially when you only need that 1 tick remaining. BKB holding on to a Graviton Surge right now has a chance to separate them. Shoot this for free into the side of the wall if they come up the staircase.
Well, that's the hope anyway. All right, oh, they're going to send the self-destruct in there too to try to preempt it. Doesn't get any kills. In fact, Florida Mayhem not phased by that one. I liked the concept behind what Shanghai tried there, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Florida was ready.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it just collapsed on that very fast. Not give them an opportunity, so they do use the self-destruct. It will be a couple of economy pushes from the Shanghai Dragons. Gamsu switch over to the Winston now, so making a shift here. They do want to play Winston 3-3 into Winston 3-3, take the mirror.
Yeah, why not?
It gives them a few more options when it comes on how to approach this point, because the Winston can disrupt this high ground defense first. If the Winston comes around the side here.
Kind of do a little bit of flanking. That they're going to try to do, but it will be Swan with the Primal Rage already. Youngjin falls first. Shanghai still having some trouble finding any purchase on point B here. Florida Mayhem is eating a lot of time off the time bank, but the nice thing for Shanghai is that they took point A so fast that they still have 4 minutes to go.
I mean, Florida's getting great value out of their ults. This is the really good ult economy that we saw against the LA Gladiators. Go ahead, just use that Primal Rage. Not only that, but you're going to swap to the Reinhardt afterwards anyway, because you know they only have that 1 tick, and the Winston is just going to be much harder to take the point with if that Reinhardt is standing there controlling the area on the ground floor of the dojo.
Absolutely. So how will Shanghai approach this one? They've got some ultimates coming online if they poke a little bit more. On board Messiah player right now as he gets ready for the push. Can he use that rally as he jumps down now, giving his team that extra armor. Getting aggressive. On to Kakari there is losing a lot of health, but Koma the first to fall. Florida Mayhem still pushing Shanghai away, and suddenly the Shanghai offense has fallen a bit flat. That said, though, they are going to be able to come to the next one with probably like 6 ultimates.
Yeah,
so.
But Florida only used Rally. And look at Swan. He just swapped to Reinhardt, and he's got a Shatter basically at 89%.
He should have it after like 1 fire strike, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe
he'll
even
probably
before
just get
that.
it, yeah.
But the thing is like 5 ults up for the Mayhem because they have been so disciplined. This is a Florida Mayhem squad that, this is not the worst team in this league, I'll tell you that.
No. Definitely not looking like it right now, anyway. Shanghai coming in with 6 ultimates, Florida nearly matching. Shanghai going for the same push every single time, too. They haven't really swapped up the direction they're trying to go now. Back across the catwalk. We'll see if they keep going this way. I think a change in positional strategy might be in order. Oh, going back towards the stairs, though. Interesting. Whoa, Gamsu getting aggressive here, trying to displace people on the high ground. Get a chance there. They're going to use the grab. There's the damage coming in. Can Kakari get the self-destruct? No kills out of that one. Now it's going to be Florida's turn for the self-destruct, and that's going to catch Koma. Dragons losing their Lucio again.
And now it's about value, too. Dragons need to get out of here. Both of the ults are up for the Lucios. But can they force anything? Florida trying to win this next fight, but Gamsu's going to take out Saya player.
All right, that's one in favor of the Dragons. Both teams using their sound barriers. BQB down as well. Gamsu and the Dragons actually finding a little bit of an advantage here on the point, but they need more. Swan. Super Louis chases him down. There's no escape. Gamsu just trying to handle those respawns now, and it looks like the Shanghai Dragons might have found the fight they needed. Agaba in the back line. They got to eliminate people coming back to the point in a hurry. They do. Shanghai Dragons get it done.
I don't even know why Florida Mayhem took that fight. They had the faster respawns, and there was no point pressure from Shanghai.
It is a bit puzzling. The defense looked tight until that last moment, but that's how it is. It always looks good until it doesn't, right? Florida Mayhem on the attack when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The Florida Mayhem getting ready to go on attack here on Hanamura. They were able to hold Shanghai Dragons to just a minute 44 in the time bank. Not the worst defense ever. And don't forget, you can go vote now for your 2019 All-Star Game powered by Intel. Go to overwatchleague.com/all-stars and vote.
Exciting times.
That's right. Who'd you vote for?
I haven't voted yet, actually.
Oh, wow. Jeez, Monty.
Yeah.
I voted.
Did you?
I did.
I got plenty of time. It's fine.
I can't remember most of the players I voted for, though, at this point already. I know I voted for Jinmu.
It's always fun. Always fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. Florida Mayhem.
Just scouting
Swan
right
picked
now.
things up after doing the scouting. Yeah.
Just taking a little peek here with BQB on the Sombra.
Okay.
Swan on the Wrecking Ball, and they're probably going to switch to...
Decisions.
Are they going to play
decisions.
Moira?
They will.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they see those DPS heroes. See Ding, at least.
Yeah, the other nice thing is when you have this choke point and you're trying to get through it with this 3-3 composition, the Moira can fade through, so even if she dies, at least she can rejoin the rest of the team more easily.
Oh, that's a really good point. But a really good rocket coming in from Ding is Shanghai Dragons get themselves a man advantage in the first fight here.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a little bit rough here. They all are going to have to cluster up. Gamsu, look at him, already 62% of the way to a Primal Rage. He's going to be feeling great about that.
How about that stat, too, we just saw on our screen? Shanghai only using 3-3 for 16% of their time on stage this stage.
Yeah, they've actually sort of become more Chengdu than Chengdu in certain ways.
They have. They're out hunting the hunters occasionally, literally sometimes even. Oh, Ding getting so close to that barrage. Another kill into Hagopen. So I'm talking about, man, those rockets do a lot of damage if they connect directly.
Oh boy, they're all going to be clustered up for this barrage too.
Yes.
He's just whittling away. Oh my!
He doesn't even need the ultimate. Who even needs the ultimate? Wow, it's a shooting gallery, man.
Shanghai looks really practiced using these compositions. They're well aware of the traditional paths. Florida Mayhem, they're running a composition that is supposed to be good into this, but Ding landing those rockets.
I mean, you don't really have a good way to handle this Pharah aside from maybe like tickling her with the Moira a little bit or the Zarya if she gets too close. But, the way Florida's been kind of slowly rotating through this are kind of the proverbial fish in the barrel now, aren't there? And now here comes the barrage. Side player down already. Ding turning away so as not to blow himself up. Good move there. Oh, he's pinned out of the air. What? Well, they call him Swan for a reason. Swans can fly. You should have expected that, Ding. It's so obvious. Shanghai Dragons. Oh, that's a big shatter from Swan, but I don't know if they've got the HP to follow that up. That was one of my favorite plays of the year right there. Not going to lie.
Sometimes
you never expect the flying Reinhardt, right? Thanks, that's where you thank your team for the boop. They're like, hey, thanks for knocking that Reinhardt into the air. Really appreciate that, guys.
During the charge animation.
Yeah,
unfortunate timing, but here we go. Florida Mayhem back on the attack. They're going to use the rally to cross the open ground.
Gamsu getting caught there for a second. Now the grab comes in from BQB. Dragons have a few members trapped in there. Nice self-destruct from Zephyr. Gets two. Gets the tanks. Now the Reds coming in. Koma actually got to bring Gamsu back. How in the world did they allow that? Might not make a difference in the end as Florida pretty entrenched on the position right now, but the Dragons, I was going to say they have a chance, but they don't. Nope, this point is going to Florida.
Oh, Gamsu died right as the Primal came up. May have tried to use it there and then go ahead and swap to the Reinhardt, but let's take a look at this replay of Swan getting booped around by this Primal Raging Winston.
Yeah.
Scumbag Gamsu helping out.
Gamsu's the MVP of Florida Mayhem right now. Shanghai Dragons trying to defend here, but a bit scattered after point A. Goodbye, Luffy. Florida Mayhem with a ton of momentum coming into this one. Ding and Youngjin down as well, and BQB so charged up on the point right now. Yeah, they're just roasting everybody. Shanghai Dragons, defense in tatters. And that might be all she wrote for this attack. We'll see if they can handle the respawns.
They got
Luffy,
on.
Yeah, he comes in with the Transcendence. Ding there. Trying to stay alive, but they just use a grab to finish him off.
They're actually getting good value now. Koma there with the Moira, and now Gamsu back.
All right, Shanghai Dragons. They're trying to make something happen here, but You know, it seems like they're just kind of being whittled away a little bit too quick, but they are taking time away from the Florida Mayhem. That is important as well. Coma trying to live as long as he can with that fade. And that might be, well, they're still doing it. Wow, this is turning into a pretty solid delay, actually, from the Shanghai Dragons. That's going to be where it ends. So they buy themselves another maybe 45 seconds, 1 minute off the clock at the end. That is good, but Florida Mayhem with a much stronger attack here on Hanamura so far.
Excellent snowball into that point B.
Yeah, not bad. Take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see who can take the map in our extra innings. Well, today we learned that swans are dangerous airborne predators in Overwatch League. That I feel like that pin onto Ding just kind of like mentally shattered the Shanghai Dragons. There was no defense after that one.
I mean, they got the res. They got the res off onto Ding's Farah, but it's
still.
Yeah, it did really disrupt them. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And the Shanghai Dragons now going back again with this Doomfist Farah attack.
Here we go. Shanghai with less time in the time bank, so they will be attacking first. The Doomfist worked out really well last time. Can they make it happen 2 times in a row, though? Rocket punching his way across here, scoping things out. Going to the high ground. Pretty safe approach, actually, from Youngjin. Oh,
nobody was there.
Charging it up. Yeah, you never know. You never know when that Brigitte is just hiding in the corner, you know?
And this top catwalk is where the Shanghai Dragons have been playing, waiting to disrupt people, push them out of position.
And Gamsu putting some pressure on the point right now, forcing Florida to react.
His positioning's been really interesting for the Doomfist. And
yeah.
And come back around right now.
Oh, nice sleep dart. Oh, that was so sick. Youngjin doesn't get away either. That was such a clutch sleep dart from Hago, but yet again, a great play from the Florida flex support. That said, one tick taken already by the Dragons. And they should be able to push in here. You'd think. Maybe not, actually. Gamsu's sleeping in the back. That was another sleep dart from Hagopan. Oh, that said. That might be about it anyway. Youngjin cleaning up. And that's going to be point A for Shanghai. So taking it pretty quick, actually.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at this replay right here. Ding isolated 2 of the supports who were chasing this Ana away. And there was also a barrage in there. There were 3 members trying to chase an Ana, and Ding killed everybody.
Yeah. So step 1 complete for the Shanghai Dragons here in their time bank attack. Now they go towards point B. Only a couple support ultimates and maybe Gamsu's minefield available pretty soon here.
I mean, that's pretty good though, right? Because you can nano boost onto your Farah here to help chip people out. And they're going to use the Valkyrie to push onto the point to start things out.
You think that'll be a plan? Oh, Youngjin down early though. That's not how Shanghai wanted this one to start. Nice anti-heal onto Ding too. Got hit with a grenade. No way to keep him alive. Rez comes in onto Youngjin. Gamsu, though, left a little bit on his own. Not a lot of healing on him. When the Mercy is rezzing the Brigitte, that means there's no healing going on the rest of your team practically. So Dragons need to pull back. Oh, but they lose Coma. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to push this one.
Yeah, especially nano boost onto Zephyr. 0 time. We are in OT. Self-destruct has to be used.
Yeah, that's right. No kills out of that one. Gamsu on his own now. Can't really escape from anything else as Hagopan finishes him off. And I gotta say, this was a pretty incredible round for Hagopan. They gave up point A, but lots of great individual stuff from that flex support.
Yeah, and they put themselves in a winning position now, right? No ticks taken on point B. They have a relatively sizable time bank coming in, so certainly an opportunity. You know, they snowballed very effectively into point B last time. 3.5 minutes, pretty darn good.
That's right.
If you're the Florida Mayhem, and they can certainly even up this series at 1-1 heading into the half.
So on the Dragon side of things, you kind of think, well, we need to really tighten up our point A defense here.
I mean, here's the question for the Dragons. Like, do you play like a hard point all-in defense with the Bastion on point A and try and win this map? Or do you play for the draw? and you just sort of go with a 3-3 composition and try and stall as long as possible and prevent a snowball onto B, right? And it looks like they are going to be playing a little bit of a 3-3 here, except they're going to be using the Pharah. So no, we're not going, and the Mercy here. So that'll be interesting from the Shanghai Dragons.
Yep, another triple sport comp coming out. Really putting a lot of faith into Ding's Pharah. And,
yeah, especially you replace the Zarya with it, right? And that's the decision Shanghai has made, because Ding has played a little bit of Zarya at this stage, but it's mostly DM. So by subbing DM out, you're really saying we're going hard on Ding with the Pharah.
All right, some scouting, and it will be the swap to Moira from Hagopan. Swan and BQB switching up as well. It's going to be the Reinhardt and the Zarya coming out, so they will go with the 3-3 comp. Moira instead of the Zen or Ana, though. Ding raining the damage down already here, just trying to get as much done as he can. Trying to kill support. Oh, but they managed to isolate Gamsu. That is big for Florida. More point A woes for the Shanghai Dragons.
Yeah, now Ding just has to make a play. I mean, that's basically what has to happen. This is really bad for the Shanghai Dragons.
He's got Hagopan a little bit separated here, but there's pressure on the point already here. He doesn't really know where the Moira is, so hard to keep track of for BQB with the kill on the Youngjin. Things falling apart in a hurry for the Shanghai Dragons here. Goodbye, Swan. That was a really fast barrage from Ding. Wow. And maybe with the res on the Youngjin, I don't know. Hagopan just trying to finish off Kakery with that Coalescence. Can't quite do it. Looks like Florida Mayhem retreats for a moment before the kill comes in onto Youngjin again.
Gamsu isn't anywhere close to getting that minefield up yet either. It's going to be rough. Again, it's up to Ding.
They spend a lot of time dead, so Ding once again needs to be making the plays here. Trying to escape from the Diva, does exactly that. Shooting through the window, has to aim pretty precisely to get it through there. Coma down, BQB finds another one. 2 ticks taken by the Florida Mayhem already. Goodbye, Luffy. And again, the Shanghai Dragons just losing too many people. They don't really have any supports close by enough to get much healing done at this point. And that should be about it for point A.
Yeah, and the problem with this is you're all in on Ding getting those eliminations, right?
Right.
Because stopping the snowball now going to be quite the challenge. Florida Mayhem is going to come in here with a Graviton Surge and an Earth Shatter, nearly 3 other ults as well. Again, there has to be value right now from the Shanghai Dragons. They are playing for the draw.
Yep, that's right. I mean, they're in about as good a position as they could hope with all those ultimates. Koma's going to pop the wings there as well. Ding, waiting for a chance to do the barrage. Uses it. Not the best position ever, though, for that one. Oh, man, he's going to want that one back. Florida Mayhem have to commit the sound barrier anyway, though. Gamsu down, so now it's on the Dragons to hold until he comes back. They lose Youngjin as well. No kills from the self-destruct of Kakery. The pin comes in from Swan as well as she gets back in the mech. Doesn't quite make it happen. The mech down again. There goes Gamsu one more time, and things starting to fall apart. Florida only needing that 1 tick, and they are nearly there already. Luffy comes in with the Transcendence just to hold on. But I think that's going to be all it is. And Florida Mayhem will tie up the series with a win on Hanamura.
There you go, Florida Mayhem coming in with a strong Hanamura map, showing us that they are improving as a unit.
Absolutely. They look great on that map. We're all tied up going into halftime. See you in a few.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
teams close in the standings facing off in this one, and they're keeping it a pretty close one on the scoreboard, too. After Shanghai won map 1, it was Florida taking Hanamura. Yeah, how do you get rid of that power? You charge it. Nice work there, Reinhardt. I like it a lot. Welcome, everybody. We got Mr. X, we've got Sideshow, and we've got a pretty solid game on our hands. It's all tied up 1-1. And, Matt, we started seeing Shanghai using some unique compositions. This is our insights powered by Intel. Break it down for us.
Yeah, what I really liked is that they came out with the bunker comp here at the start of Lijiang Tower. They did a really nice job getting set up on the high ground. So you see over there to the right, they're going to set up with a Bastion. They have the Symmetra turrets there as well. And you see with Florida, what they're running with the Reinhardt, they just don't have anything access to high ground. You see how low Swan gets. You have to use Defense Matrix to keep him up. Zephyr can't really go challenge the high ground. The only thing they really got here is Chris was able to get up here the first time. The next time we see him get up towards the high ground, you're going to see him get a really nice boot play. He's going to actually knock the Bastion and the Orisa down, but they're not able to follow up with anything. They don't have enough damage, don't have enough ultimates to win the fight, so Shanghai takes the point first.
Yeah, and then this is a little bit further on. So at this point, the Shanghai Dragons have managed to get it to 99%. But this time, Florida Mayhem do actually have ultimates available. They've got that Transcendence to keep them alive so that they can pressure the point, drag people down, and then they also have the EMP. So as this fight plays out, you see it gets pretty scrappy. Mayhem's kind of coordination isn't that great, but they have isolated Gumshoe on the point by booping him down, so Chris doing good work there. And now that they've got an opportunity to win the fight, they have the ults up, like Matt was saying they didn't in the previous one, and they wiped them with the EMP. And because Shanghai had invested so much into that strat, they end up just losing the round overall.
Yeah, and I mean, they connect with Batiste with the EMP as well, so no immortality field, so a really good combo there.
But it's a really cool strat, I think. And I love like the creativity that we've seen all throughout this series from Shanghai, because they're not afraid to just throw weird stuff out and see what sticks.
They've shown us some weird stuff, but our score is still 1-1. Yeah. And both of you guys predicted Shanghai on our pre-show. You guys still confident in that pick?
I mean, Florida's won
still
one
feeling
game.
good.
Yeah. I'll still roll with the Dragons. Why not?
What about you, Josh?
I feel pretty good about it. I think the Dragons are throwing in a bunch of weird stuff, and a lot of it is counterable. I mean, it's not. There's a reason that most teams don't play this kind of stuff.
I will say for Florida, BQB's had a really good day, and I feel like he's like one player in the server right now that if they could take over a game and really just kind of start crushing and they'll really spiral it all on their own, it is him.
It wasn't just BQB. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Here's Youngjin on a Doomfist. Anyone like playing Doomfist here in the venue? Yeah, a few. There's like 7 Doomfist players in the Blizzard Arena right now.
Doomfist one trick.
This play from Ding, though, was probably my favorite. Uses the barrage to clean up the diva.
What about this one from Swan? What is this? Who boops this man?
He boops himself.
Totally intentional. Yeah.
If you're a Reinhardt, you can do that 10 out of 10 times. Try it at home tonight in your ranked games.
Florida's in practice in that one.
Horribly. Florida. That was a set strat by Florida.
Play there from Florida.
But they really did struggle with what Shanghai were running. But at the end of the day, once you break this point A, Shanghai have to swap off, and Florida had so much momentum going into point B. And that's why so many people don't run weird strats from point A, is you just lose the ult economy.
Matt, do you think this was a Shanghai struggle to finish the map, or it was just Florida too strong on defense?
I thought Florida just played a really strong defense here. And I think we kind of saw it yesterday in the Guangzhou Charge game. Once the Doomfist stopped working, they weren't able to get anything going. And Doomfist is a hero where if you get rolling and you start to get
momentum based.
Yeah, you don't stop. So I think once they were able to stop the Doomfist, there was nothing really they had that was great after that.
All right, so you guys are both still siding with Shanghai.
Yeah.
Any Mayhem fans out in the crowd? There's a few.
Deep over there.
There's a few. They're going for their second win, and we'll find out if they can do it. That is going to do it for our halftime coverage. On the way out, though, we got a bonus for you. You want to learn how to get better at the game? Take a look at this.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
DPS comp now.
And Youngjin with the long flank. So this is going to be a really well-timed pincer attack, actually, because the Tracer gets right around the flank as the Wrecking Ball and Doomfist are in position. This is a very good set play from the Dragons.
Swan pushed back into the wall. They've got him isolated. Meanwhile, Ding finds Hogopun. That is a big one. Diem, the scourge of the backline right now. And Shanghai Dragons with a really nice start so far on this push. Youngjin finally down, but they get BQB on the Florida side as well. Diem cleaning it up with 2 kills. That's a nice sleep dart. Good night, point A. Shanghai Dragons get that payload going really fast.
That was just amazing timing to get the Widowmaker in the air and then get the Tracer into position at the exact right time. That means that the flank coming around. And look at that, D-Mech too. That's really painful. It means Zephyr is going to have to reset right now, and that buys more time for the payload to move.
Oh, that's huge, man. I mean, he has to jump off. He has to wait for that respawn. That's just more time that the Dragons are going to get to push the payload.
It was delayed by the Portcullis opening at the start here of point B.
Oh, big pulse bomb coming in. He gets a stick. Oh, Zarya Shield saves him just in time. Swan getting bailed out by his team, and now side player rocking forward on that McCree. Oh, not lasting too long, though. Diem escapes through the minefield. And Swan down via that one as well. Rez comes in onto Ding. Shanghai Dragon still pushing forward. Throughout all of this, there is a payload being moved right now, too. Barrage goes down. Zephyr finally gets the kill onto Ding, but Shanghai again just cleaning up the Florida Mayhem and moving that payload.
Oh boy, and they just keep clogging the choke with this Doomfist and Wrecking Ball. It makes it so hard to pass through these doorways safely.
Yeah. Ding swaps over to the Sombra now, which I think is going to be more useful as we move to the last phase of B. And looking ahead to point C.
I mean, they've held these chokes so far the entirety of B. Well done by the Dragons.
Yeah, really, really well done. Gamsu blocking the door again.
Nano
Young
boost.
Jinwei now. Yeah, they got that deep fist nano boost. Goes in for the meteor strike. Doesn't get anything.
Just
the
needs to
zoning
zone.
potential is big anyway. Kill on Swan. The damage comes in. Finished off by Luffy. That's going to be another one on the Zephyr. He gets finished off by Gamsu. Point B taken by the Dragons. This is blisteringly fast.
That was the entirety of point B without ever the payload stopping.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, they just held at the chokes the entire time with this composition.
What a push so far for the Dragons. Now the swaps come in. So Gamsu will go over to the Reinhardt. Lots of swaps, actually. They're going for the triple support. They're adding in the Sombra as the DPS.
Yeah, they're going to be swapping out the Diva for the Sombra as the usual composition that we see with Sombra in this meta.
Side player close to a Deadeye, but oh man, they lose BQB already. Luffy down though, so the Florida Mayhem do equalize. Hogopun hacked at the moment though, not a lot he can do. Ding translocates out, goodbye Gamsu, he's not gonna last too much longer. I would imagine nice flashbang onto Youngjin as he comes through the door. And I said Gamsu was gonna go down, but he didn't. They kept him alive. Meanwhile, Ding even got to push the payload. Florida Mayhem finally getting a bit of stability on this point, but man, Shanghai Dragons really kind of running circles around him so far in attack.
Yeah, and that was a great eco push for the Dragons. After the swap, they didn't really have any tools useful to them. Only now getting up the EMP because the Sombra was switched to the fight earlier. Florida Mayhem, on the other hand, they have to use the Winston ult.
EMP, 3 members of Florida.
Nice.
Oh, Saya player comes in with the double kill on the Deadeye. And that is going to definitely buy the Mayhem a bit more time.
But they used the Nano last fight. Now they use the Deadeye and the Rally. Shanghai did commit the EMP, so that's a good bright spot right now for the Florida Mayhem.
Yeah.
And they are going to switch over to the Diva as a result of that EMP being used. I think that's definitely the smart call right now. Yep. Make this McCree a lot less useful.
Going full 3-3. Now Swan with the Primal Rage. Ooh, Ding sleeping at the moment. That's a nice knockoff by Swan. Did they get the kill, though? I think Kuma might have been able to wall ride back. Yeah, that's the thing. And so in the end, just buying more time, actually. No big kills out of that Primal Rage for Swan.
Yeah, we'll force the regroup, however, and it looks like they are going to go through the castle now and not try and take their chances over the bridge to get hit by a lot of that spam coming in from the Mayhem, especially since there's still that McCree there.
Shanghai built up their ultimates really quickly, I feel like. This 3-3. Nano boost onto Swan now as he dives in. A lot of damage onto the Shanghai Dragons. Having to back off a little bit, but there's the Earthshatter coming in. They do lock down Hogopun with that one. Side player, nothing with that Deadeye. Ding, D-Mech. So the Florida Man with a chance to come back out, but they lose BQB though. And with that kill onto Swan, it seems like the payload's going to really start moving for the Dragons.
Yeah, the problem with running this McCree instead of the Zarya for the Florida Mayhem is that the Shanghai Dragons can go ahead and use the Transcendence much more aggressively because they don't have to save it for a Graviton Surge, so you can sort of charge in right there.
Yeah. DM, I thought he was going to drop that grab right there when he was diving in. We've got the Primal Rage from Swan, meanwhile, going in the back lines of Shanghai. There's a nice stun on a DM. Barely gets away. Oh, and he gets his grab eaten by Zephyr, too. Heads up play by the Diva in Florida to complete that team fight. Not giving Shanghai any opportunities by letting that Graviton Surge go off.
Yeah, Swan needs to switch to the Reinhardt now. So that is what he's going to do. Now that he has used that Primal Rage, ding back onto the Sombra at the moment. So making a swap off, wanting to prioritize the EMP as much as he can.
I like the idea of just simply hacking the Reinhardt and enabling Gamsu to get a big shatter, too. Yep. He's getting close, so I think he got a lot of opportunities with the Sombra right now.
Also better because there's no McCree anymore on the other side to flashbang.
Helps when you get a kill against the enemy team immediately at the beginning of the fight, too. Shanghai Dragons walking forward. They just get a free stun as Swan dropped early. Easy Earth Shatter now for Gamsu. And Ding building up that EMP. That payload nearly there, though, for the Dragons already.
They're going to push through. Minute and a half remaining. Florida Mayhem's on the last defense now.
Yeah. It's desperation time for the Mayhem. Zephyr already out of his mech. BQB's Immortality Field not lasting too long. DM up on the high ground, just doing tons of damage with the Zarya. He's a turret, doing just as much as any Bastion ever did. Nobody can displace this guy right now. There's a grab just on the payload, because why not? Sound barrier for the Shanghai Dragons to try to finish this off, and there is the icing on the cake, the EMP, to get a lot of members of Florida, and that is where the push will complete. Shanghai Dragons getting it done. A little bit of a nice hold by Florida at the end there, but that was a solid round from the Dragons.
Yeah, especially that point B was really impressive with the Doomfist strategy and the Wrecking Ball.
Quick break, and then we'll flip sides when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Heroes never die. This is not your time. Rain from above. What we want to witness there. Огонь по готовности.
Pass into the iris.
Огонь по готовности. Apagando las luces.
Shanghai Dragons with an impressive attack on Eichenwald, and a lot of that due to Youngjin. This guy's Doomfist has been looking really solid today.
That seems like a couple of our Chinese teams, the Charge and the Dragons, have decided that Doomfist can be the way to go, and it's rare that we see a team on Eichenwald attack just control the chokes all the way through, literally all the way through B.
I feel like I remember a time in the past when Doomfist came out. He was pretty popular in China in general for a while.
Yes.
So it's always been a region that's liked its Doomfist. So not as surprising to see the Chinese team start to pull it out, but I think it's legit just good right now. I think it really messes up the tank line. I mean, that's kind of what Doomfist was designed to do, is bust up tank balls, right? So why not bring him in?
Yeah, that made it very difficult for the Florida Mayhem, and even though they did stabilize on C, A and B were just so fast.
Yeah, some scouting from Florida Mayhem as BQB gets the lay of the land here.
All right. Just going to see Reinhardt And a Zarya and a Sombra right now, so they'll be aware there is no Diva. They're going to like that with the Ana that has been successful from Hagapun, so...
Ding can start harassing right now. Ooh, gets caught, actually, by that Diva spam. Doesn't get the hack off. Meanwhile, Luffy down. Saya player in return, though, but Dragons having to fight the short-handed. They get a big kill onto Chris, so it's all about buying time for Luffy to get back on that Zen, because it does take a while. Oh, they lose Gamsu, too.
Yeah, they're going to lose everybody.
That's going to be... It's going to be rough, because the thing is those respawns are going to come a little bit quicker from Florida. That said, though, I think Shanghai Dragons got enough kills here.
I mean, they have to wait for their Reinhardt, though. Okay, Reinhardt is going to be back in time. Gamsu makes it back to the point, so full complement of defenders from the Shanghai Dragons.
Yep. You will be okay. And Florida getting aggressive again. Maybe a chance for Chris here to knock Diem off the high ground. He will do just that. Swan down already, though. They couldn't keep their tank alive, and that's going to be another hold on point A here for the Dragons.
I mean, Swan was just getting lasered from behind, so that play had to develop a little bit faster if they were going to make that play. Like, you can't just let the Zarya sit up there while your Reinhardt's walking up. That's a bit of miscommunication between Swan and the rest of them, Florida Mayhem.
Yeah, that's what Diem was able to do at the end of point C on their attack, too. Just kind of sit up on the high ground in the middle and just zap people. Just microwave them. EMP coming in. Ooh, from Ding. I thought he was going to use it. He does use it instead. That's a huge one. Whoa, it's a big EMP into a huge Earth Shatter from Gamsu, actually. The timing on that was impeccable. That was beautiful.
Nasty.
Quite nasty.
Quite nasty. Take a look at that on replay right now.
Yeah, check out the timing on this. Right?
Got the Gamsu cam.
EMP right into the big old shatter.
Oh, man, you love to see that as a Reinhardt player.
Does not get any easier than that if you want to land a big Earth Shatter.
The issue with the Florida Mayhem is that they only have one way of defending against Graviton, and that's going to be the sound barrier. So a grab could be really effective here. The Shanghai Dragons are trying to play aggressively with Rally. Instead, they fall back to the point after using it.
I just didn't find the angle they were looking for. They've still got that armor for a little bit anyway.
Graviton here. Make sure Zephyr doesn't eat it.
He's eaten one already tonight. Oh, that's a nice gun to Luffy. Gamsu gets a charge kill on the side player in return, though. Both Reinhardt's taking names. There goes Ding. Chris with the big one. Zephyr goes for the self-destruct. No kills out of that one, but Florida has already won this fight.
Yeah, very good commitment from Florida. After Luffy dies, there's no defense against the Graviton Surge, because not only is there no Transcendence, there's also not a Diva on the side of the Shanghai Dragons. So just toss it in there, clean up the point. Florida Mayhem will get the payload moving.
Yep, they will indeed. So the big question here, the big thing is that it took them a while to take point A, and it seems pretty unlikely that they're going to be able to take B as fast as the Dragons did, since the Dragons were literally just not stopped at all on their attack in point B. So Florida Mayhem needs to find a way to win fights decisively and make up a lot of ground.
I mean, the only way that B could have gone faster was if there were more people on the payload.
Yeah.
Besides just one. That's the only way.
True enough. Shield on Gamsu as he drops down here. Diem with a chance to use his grab, perhaps waiting out the sound barrier from Chris on the Florida Mayhem side, but Gamsu goes down in the middle of all that. So Shanghai's going to need to back away, delaying the payload for just a bit, but losing the fight in the end.
Yeah, no opportunity to use the Graviton Surge. Florida's been doing a good job of tracking Diem. Ding does manage to work his way up to another EMP, and they did delay the payload a little bit. Still 2 minutes, plenty of time to get over the bridge here.
Oh, Ding with a golden opportunity for a huge EMP right here. There's not a lot of stuff blocking you. If you go down, gonna go ahead and use it. Gamsu, no Earth Shatter to use off of that, but that's okay, because he's swinging in there with the hammer anyway. Swan drops almost immediately, and now they've got the Florida Mayhem bottled up.
Oh boy.
In that hallway.
That's not where you want to be.
Not really. They're gonna use a grab, actually, to try to finish this fight off. I'm a bit surprised about that. I don't know. Do you think they needed to commit the grab? I feel like they could have just kind of slow pushed in there.
They could have, and if anything, I would have gone for the rally to use instead, because it's a less impactful ultimate. But you know what? Ding gets up to 70% of another EMP, so cycling the EMP afterwards still could work out for them.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of defenses. If we look back at Volskaya last stage, a lot of that was cycling EMPs and grabs, so there is precedent anyway. Florida Mayhem with a good amount of ultimates. Wow, and aggression from the Dragons. Dropping down early on. Ding's got that EMP locked and loaded now. Hack on to Zephyr just to slow him down as well.
Yeah, rotating all the way around the outside. This is going to give Shanghai Dragons control of the high ground, though.
Yeah. And the nice thing is the payload's right underneath them, so they can just drop down like this. That's right. Oh, ding! Nearly died, comes back with a translocator, gets an EMP anyway. Earthshatter drops in as well. Kills coming through for the Shanghai Dragons. That is it for that fight.
Yeah,
Close call for Ding, but it
B2B
worked out.
dropping the Graviton as well. That's not a great sign for the Florida Mayhem.
Yeah.
They are just cycling the EMP, offsetting the EMP and the Graviton Surge right now, so there's always one available. And that's just so potent because Florida Mayhem, because of the composition, they don't have the Transcendence, so it makes it very hard to use the Sound Barrier because it's just not going to be up every fight.
Florida Mayhem not having too much fun storming the castle yet. He's gonna try it again. There's Diem with another grab, just used instantly after he got it. The kills come through so fast for Shanghai, and the decisiveness from Diem to just get that and use it immediately was so big, and they've got another EMP too.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about what the Shanghai Dragons are doing. This is really an excellent defense from them when it comes to how they're using their ults and Saya.
Such a great hack on the Saya player. Nobody gets to the point, and that is another map win for the Shanghai Dragons. One map away from taking this series.
Yeah, looking good, Shanghai. Strong defense there.
Very strong.
And it's just the Ding show tonight. They're playing around Ding on every map, whether it's his Sombra or his Farah.
Yep. Certainly looking good. The Dragons firing on all cylinders. We'll see if Florida can maybe tie it up after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Shanghai Dragons taking the lead in this series 2-1 with that pretty convincing win on Eichenwald. But the Florida Mayhem have had some bright spots, and definitely one of them, in my mind, has been Hogopin, their flex support. He's had a lot of really nice sleep darts, a lot of good grenades, just doing everything you hope a flex support would do. But unfortunately for the Mayhem so far, not enough overall as a team to get the lead in the series. But that said, Monty, we've got another map to go. It's going to be Rialto, and if the Mayhem can win it, we will go to that tiebreaker map.
That's right. And talking about Hogopin, we've said this before, but in my mind, he really was the premier pickup from the Florida Mayhem off of a London Spitfire roster who had a wealth of talent on it, decided to sort of whittle down to 7 members by the end of the 2018 season.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really because of Hogopin's performance. He had many good performances on the London Spitfire, and he continues, I think, to be sort of the outstanding player on the Florida Mayhem roster.
Absolutely. They're going to need to find that coordination they had on Hanamura if they're going to win this one. But as far as payload are concerned, in this series, the Dragons have definitely looked dominant so far. They are going to go on the attack first, and they're going to use Ding on that Sombra again.
Yeah, it looks like they were thinking about the Roadhog, but they are going to see the Winston 3-3 on the defense. And again, Florida Mayhem has a good read here, starting off with the Ana. understanding the Shanghai Dragons are less likely to play the Diva than many other teams.
Able to pause the payload from the high ground a little bit there. Or the Florida Mayhem. Nice sleep dart on a
Very nice.
That was decisive. That's what I'm talking about, man. Such good just sense of when he can land those. And that's just going to slow down Shanghai a little bit more. Now the drop down comes in. Youngjin down.
Yep.
And the Dragons struggling to push this payload so far.
Another sleep dart there, too.
Yep.
On Gamsu. That's just excellent divide and conquer from the Florida Mayhem.
Yeah.
When you get to sleep, the Youngjin was still very far forward on the payload, and without the Zarya damage, the Winston 3-3 can just drop down into the middle, focus on one of the flanks, take out Youngjin. Another sleep dart landed, and that's some big plays right there from the Florida Mayhem.
So now the question is, how do you get Ding's EMP a little bit quicker? Because he didn't get to build a lot of that. Not a whole lot of ult charge built in general for the Shanghai Dragons in this push so far. And it's tough. You know, you're getting lots of damage put onto you from the high ground, but you can't really return fire too much. There's a grab used by BQB. Dragons going for another one here. And, Transcendence for Luffy. Dragons staying alive. That grab not resulting in too much. Swan gets stunned, gets taken down. They lose Youngjin in the process. Hagopun coming back with a double kill so far. BQB retreating, but still doing a lot of damage on that Zarya while he's hacked. Now the grab comes in for Dragons. They're finally getting those ultimates online.
EMP available as well.
Yep, that's right. In the meantime, just pushing the payload is enough for Ding and the Dragons.
This will be the retreat now from the Florida Mayhem, but EMP is all the Dragons need to finish out on point A right now. Have a sound barrier too, should they choose to use it, but self-destruct, are the Mayhem going to use this proactively?
Oh, EMP hits 5 members of the Florida Mayhem, everybody but Hagopun, and the Dragons waste no time in taking advantage of that. That's going to be some more distance. That's going to be pretty much just point A for the Dragons.
I mean, Dragons are very good about playing around specific ultimates, right? They look coordinated when they come in on these EMPs.
Earth Shatters as well.
Yeah, Earth Shatters as well. Like, they communicate effectively when it comes to wiping up. Like, they make big plays off of ults, which is nice to see in a meta that is really dominated by ult usage.
I think when you see a team like the Shanghai Dragons that are starting to get a bit better, hold that thought for a moment as they go ahead and use a nano boost actually. As they try to push forward, but another shatter comes in. They're going to knock down Swan, and Kamsu just saying, all right, come at me, bro. It's going to earth shatter you.
I mean, the worst part of that for the Mayhem is that if you're running the Ana, you want to get a support ult out of the way when you use the nano boost, right?
Yeah.
So that you can open up a better opportunity from your Graviton Surge. But Shanghai Dragons just said, no, counter shatter. We're not using the sound barrier.
Well, it seems like maybe they were trying to nano boost Swan to get him his primal rage faster, but he just died so quickly that didn't work out. Support ultimates coming in now for the Dragons to keep everybody alive. That's a grab. They got Swan trapped in there. He's not getting as much out of the primal rage as he would have hoped. And the Dragons still pushing this payload.
I mean, Florida
did hack onto Swan, and that's going to be it for him.
Florida did get some good value, though, because the Biotic Grenade actually forced the sound barrier to be used.
Right.
To get Shanghai into a fight-winning condition.
Right.
But again, cycling of the EMP and the Graviton for the Shanghai Dragons, they look so disciplined.
Yeah, they really do.
In this composition.
And that's the thing. When you see a team start to come up like the Shanghai Dragons or any team, really, one of the things you look for is decisiveness, you know? Whether it's a right decision or a wrong decision, I think decisiveness is a really good thing to have as a team on the rise. Ding with a kill on this one already after another big EMP.
Oh, boy, this is a disaster.
I mean, look at the ult charge for Shanghai. DM, so close to another grab. It's like you're saying, man, they're just doing such an excellent job of cycling this, and they are nearly all the way to the end already.
Now, Hagerman did switch over to the Zenyatta, and they're trying to get back. Chris now on the Ana just for stall right now. DM going to grab them in the spawn.
Completely trapping Swan, taking him out, no problem. The Dragons pushing forward with no resistance. Zephyr can't get there. Great stun by Youngjin at the end. And another really, really clean attack by the Shanghai Dragons.
Oh, they look good. I mean, they may not have that diva, and Hagapun may be punishing them at times on the Ana like we saw with those sleep darts because they don't have the defense matrix in order to stop a lot of those abilities. But Shanghai Dragons are just so good at offsetting the grab and the EMP that it just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah. I feel like you see a trend with a lot of teams in the league where when a big EMP or a big Graviton Surge comes through, the team a lot of times just isn't ready to capitalize on that, but not so with the Dragons.
No, they've got a plan every time. Shanghai
so
just
good with that.
Yeah, they're looking really disciplined today.
Yep. A little bit of a stressed face for Swan. On the Mayhem side, no surprise there, though, as they are down quite a bit right now. I mean, they still get to go on the attack, but it's 3:32 in the time bank for the Shanghai Dragons. That's a tall order for any team.
I mean,
Any team not named the Titans, anyway.
Yeah, 19-6 eliminations as well in favor of Shanghai. Ding and Koma didn't die at all on that attack, so Ding continuing to put up some pretty crazy numbers. 9 EMPs without a death, 9 players EMP'd, 17 enemies hacked without a death.
That's pretty incredible. Still hasn't changed his spray, though, apparently.
It was the 4th fastest time.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
That is, 3:32 is a lot.
Yeah.
Shanghai's not going to change anything. Ding remaining on the Sombra, Florida Mayhem. They, however, are going to go with the Ana and the Sombra, so a little bit different here, as well as the Winston. So
yeah,
I've been taking a peek right now, seeing if there's anyone that you can hit with a sleep dart.
It's like you were saying, it is nice to have that opportunity to sleep dart and grenade all you want, where you know the Diva's not going to be on the other side to gobble it up.
And they're just going to switch back to the Zarya right now, so they're continuing to try this.
Yep.
However, they have to fight for that payload. Gomsu's already there, swinging away. Swan,
Swan! You got to do something about that Zarya on the high ground, too. Ding finishes him off, and if you just look at DM in the bottom left of your screen, he was hanging out there a moment ago. He's just going to be able to sit up there and do damage all day, basically, until Florida Mayhem finds a way. Because that's the thing, when you split on the 2 high grounds, you got to choose somebody to dive, and that means somebody on the other side isn't getting dove.
Yeah. And it's hard to dive, too. You have a low-energy Zarya. Maybe you send your Diva up there. There's the bubble with the Diva. There you go.
They go for the more vulnerable targets in the supports.
Yeah, but Gomsu just backs off and plays the corner, you know?
And DM, BQB tried to get up there and put some pressure on him. DM now has to back off to rejoin his team. So they did finally displace him here. A lot of healing to be done. Gomsu super low, and they get the kill in the end. Florida Mayhem finally getting to push this payload forward a bit.
Yeah, had an opportunity there to go ahead and get some damage done. Sleep dart now onto Luffy. So that's a very important... Oh, they can't get the exit elimination onto the support. So now Gomsu's going to charge right back into this one. EMP is available.
I mean, rally used by Youngjin, too, just to keep Shanghai in the fight long enough for Ding to get that EMP off onto the Florida Mayhem. Gets a good few people hacked. And now DM can clean up.
And they hacked BQB, who had the Graviton. So they can't really stop the follow-up damage by using that ability. And by the time BQB... it has its abilities to use again. It's just too late. But they are going to get get the respawns here, be just a tad bit faster. Grab up now for the Dragons as well.
Youngjin makes it back in time to help out Shanghai. They should be in pretty good shape here. Rally comes in from Saya player now. I'm looking for a boop on the high ground here. And DM just biding his time until that grab presents itself, that opportunity. It's aggressive there. All right, we're going in. Nano boost on the Swan, I believe, here. Chris down. So good start for the Shanghai Dragons.
But again, you have to get support ults with that nano boost. And they didn't get the sound barrier. They didn't get the trance.
They just haven't been able to put the pressure on the supports that they wanted to. Swan down again. Ding with the finishing blow. And Florida Mayhem just really, really struggling to get any sort of distance on this payload now.
Gomsu with the shatter, but you know what? They don't even have to use the Graviton. Meanwhile, Ding builds up another EMP in the meantime.
I mean, what we're seeing here is when the Shanghai Dragons get their ultimates rolling, when they get set up with that EMP and grav options, it's really tough to displace them. If you're the Florida Mayhem.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, they got to get some better biotic grenades in here. You have to abuse the fact that there is not a Diva on the Dragons.
I'll grab on Florida, but the counter EMP from Ding and Swan down again. They just can't get the kills. They're using these ultimates and they're getting 0 out of them.
Yeah, they're charging forward at the rally as well just to get the cleanup. And now we're basically in one fight territory as they stagger BQB.
Yeah, just about 35 seconds remaining for the Florida Mayhem in their time bank. And, let's say they somehow win a miracle fight at the end of this next push, which is possible. They're still going to have way less time in the time bank to work with when you look at points B and C.
I mean, how does Florida Mayhem win? Like, they don't have a sound barrier. This Graviton is just going to destroy them.
You got to hope the Dragons make a mistake, basically.
Yep.
And that might be it right there. Nope. I thought that self-destruct might catch a few people that came up too far forward. BQB does get Coma, though. That is a big start, but there's the grab, just trying to keep them off the payload. Swan will not be denied, though, as he did have that Primal Rage in action. Shanghai trying to fight the 5v6. That EMP, though, hits everybody but Hagopun. Nano Boost gets used, so Gomsu down. It's a problem for the Dragons. Ding tries to respond with a kill onto Swan. BQB with another grab. No kills out of that one, but they do push Shanghai back a little bit. Zephyr gets demexed, so a chance for Shanghai to come back into this one. They haven't lost DM this entire time, so the damage is still huge, and I think they're going to do it.
Oh, Agabot barely doesn't get knocked off.
He's still around, but you can't push the payload as a lone Ana. Swan back on the wrecking ball, but Florida's still losing people, and they step off the payload for too long. Shanghai Dragons win the series 3-1.
Very excellent play from the Shanghai Dragons, showing the power of that Sombra that they used so well off of Ding. We talked about Ding coming into the match. Ding ends Rialto with only a single death and 22 enemies EMP'd on what was a full hold as well on their defense.
Well, you can see some big smiles on the face of the Shanghai Dragons. That to me, that felt like their best win of the year so far. That felt like the series where we saw the Dragons really kind of play to their strengths better and play a tighter style of Overwatch than I think we've seen all 2019 from them.
Yeah, I think that's true, and this is a must-win. Dragons keeping themselves in the race for the stage playoffs as they move to 2-2.
That's right. DM, of course, doing a great job with that Zarya as well. Sullen faces on the side of Florida, but again, like we said at the beginning of the series, a team in flux. I think they're performing about as well as they can, given the situation.
Their Hanamura was quite good.
It was, absolutely. And now, let's see what Youngjin has to say. Danny standing by, ready for the interview.
Montindo, thank you very much. I am here joined by Youngjin from Shanghai Dragons. Congratulations on the win. Amazing job. Now, today, I feel like we saw a lot of fun DPS-heavy comps from Shanghai Dragons. Is this something that you guys prepared just for today's match against the Florida Mayhem, or are you guys trying to move away from 3-3 composition? 자, 오늘 좀 샹하이 팀에서 좀 재밌는 딜러 조합들을 좀 많이 본 것 같아요. 굉장히 좀 재밌게 잘 즐겨봤는데, 좀 샹하이 팀이 고치에서 조금 더 고치를 안 쓰기 위해서 좀 그런 거를 보여주시는 건지, 아니면 오늘 좀 플로리다란 경기를 위해서만 특별히 그렇게 플레이를 하신 건지 궁금하네요.
저희가 죄송합니다.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm used to it.
저희가 코치 말고 딜러 조합도 최강이라는 거를 보여주고 싶어서 보여드리기 위해서 했습니다.
The reason is simple. We wanted to show everyone who's watching Overwatch League that we're not only good in GOATs, but also in DPS compositions as well. Awesome. And you guys did really, really did. You guys did amazing today, right? Do you guys, yeah? Yeah. There you go. And also, Youngjin, especially for you today, we've seen some crazy Doomfist plays from you today. And yes, just yesterday we saw a specific player on a different team play Doomfist as well. His name is Eileen from Guangzhou Charge. My question is simple. Who's a better Doomfist player? Youngjin, you or Eileen? 3, 2, 1.
일단 엘린 선수도 둠피스를 잘하긴 하는데 그래도 제가 좀 더 잘하지 않을까 싶습니다. 저도 그 둠피 자신 있기 때문에.
Alrighty, so Eileen is, I feel like Eileen's a great player on Doomfist as well, but if I have to compare, I honestly think I'm a little bit better. I'm more confident on Doomfist. Ooh, spicy. Everybody give it up for Youngjin one more time. Back to you guys, Monty and Doa.
Thank you, Danny. And I gotta say, Danny's microphone handling skills are really impressive now. Yes. He was so intimidating that Youngjin didn't even go near that thing. He's like, I'm not even gonna try to touch it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got it on lockdown. Well, Shanghai Dragons have that match on lockdown as well, and that was a pretty fun series.
It was fun. And we do, I think, have a player of the match.
We do, that's right. Our player of the match by Omen by HP. It is none other than Ding, that's right. Playing the great Sombra, bringing out the Pharah from time to time, and of course, who could forget the Symmetra as well on our first map. Really showing that versatility, right?
A lot of fun strategies from the Shanghai Dragons today, and they've shied away from the Junkrat that wasn't working out too great for them. Didn't see it at all today. Instead, we saw some really confident Pharah and Sombra play with splashes of niche strategies thrown in, like we saw at the start on Lijiang Tower.
Only 9 deaths as well on the day. That's a pretty incredible stat
It's rare, I think, you see more barrage kills than deaths on Pharahs in this league because teams are very good at reacting to barrage.
That's true. We should say this is on Farah, of course, not 9 deaths overall. But that is true, yeah. Usually you end up giving your life when you want a good barrage. But no, not Ding. He will barrage and get out, too, which is kind of the hallmark of the very best Farahs, it seems like.
It's a rare skill. It's a rare skill. But he only had 1 death on that Sombra on the final map of Rialto, too. Really doing a lot of work. And, you know, he's been one of the best Sombras in the league so far here in Stage 2.
That's right, so don't go anywhere, guys, because next we've got a really exciting match. I'm psyched about this one. It's going to be the Seoul Dynasty taking on the Dallas Fuel. You can hear the crowd. It's going to be a great match, man. A lot of past history creating some rivalry between these two organizations, and should be pretty sick. So that's coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch League coming at you in just a moment.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, man, what's up?
You need anything for today?
Nah, man, I think I'm set.
Big day today, man?
Yeah, huge. Let's play some Overwatch.
Огонь по готовности.